page, there are questions, and it seems like your watch has all the answers, which is cheating.
So that's Apple Watch Series 7.
This is why I chose the Series 6 over the Series 7. Hey everyone, Kyle Erickson here. Smartwatches have always been kind of interesting to me. I've been using them off and on since the first generation Moto 360, and that watch really kind of turned me off of them for a while. I'm not sure how many people remember that model, but it was kind of this round, bulky thing, and it had a big gap at the bottom of the display, which is really awkward. And the watch as a whole just didn't look great. I found it a little bit frustrating to use, so it sat in a drawer somewhere most of the time, and it kind of turned me off of wearables for a while. My next watch was a Fitbit, and that was actually given to me. Because I was trying to get back into shape at the time, I figured, hey, why not try it out? And since then, I've slowly gotten back into wearables. I went from Fitbit to Garmin, which was what I was using up to a few weeks ago. I put that thing through a ton of use, and it was good for the most part. With any of these fitness trackers, I do like the fact that you can see metrics about your workouts, how well you're sleeping, heart health, all that good stuff. There's always been a part of me that has wondered about some of the more feature-rich watches out there, which brings us to this, the Apple Watch. Some folks who have been watching this channel for a while probably know that I was an Android user about a year ago. The Apple Watch was something on my radar, but something that I couldn't really get when I was on an Android phone. And now that I am on an iPhone and I have everything switched over and I'm in the ecosystem, I think having the watch has some huge benefits. One thing that I've noticed on a lot of smartwatches or fitness bands is they can be really hit or miss with connectivity on your phone. Things like notifications can also work intermittently, and it can end up syncing up really slowly or work wildly different between phone models. I know this was the case for me when I switched from OnePlus to something like Huawei. It's just really different depending on what phone model or brand that you're on. And now moving to an Apple Watch, all those issues have just disappeared. Any Apple products that I've owned that work together or integrate together have always done so pretty seamlessly, and this watch is no exception. Some of the smallest features make life way easier. My watch can unlock my Mac, which I personally think is really cool. It can unlock your phone with a mask on. I'm sure a lot of people have been pretty annoyed with that if you don't have a watch and you have Face Unlock enabled and you have to type in a PIN or pull your mask down, which isn't ideal. I can auto start my workout in my watch if I'm on Apple Fitness Plus on my iPad, and there's a bunch of other great stuff within the ecosystem. You also get a bunch of other great health features that you see on other watches, blood oxygen levels, ECG functionality, and a GUI that works pretty much the best out of any other watch in my opinion. You'll also get some pretty well thought out design as far as the buttons and controls on the watch. It's super easy to change watch straps, which I know on some other watches like my Garmin is not actually possible. I just really love most of the things on this watch. The biggest thing for me when I was considering this thing was the price. The past few weeks or a month or so while I've been thinking about making the transition to the Apple Watch, I'd always thought, I'm gonna wait for the Apple event and see what the Series 7 looks like, and I'll go from there. The event came and went, and I guess I just really wasn't all that excited about it. There are loads of features packed in the Series 6, everything that I've just mentioned, and it's definitely a cut above the SE and the Series 3. So for me, I just wanted to see if the Series 7 would take a big enough jump to where you could say, okay, this has some really cool things, it's worth the wait, but really there's not a whole lot there. The Series 7 has smaller bezels and it has a 20% bigger screen that's 70% brighter. It's supposed to have rounder corners, which I don't know if is good or bad. It's probably just a little bit different, and apparently it's a little bit more durable. It also charges 33% faster, so there are definitely some improvements there, but it's got all the same features. And for someone who's just looking to get into an Apple Watch, you have to think to yourself, how much of a difference is this going to make? Will I even notice this? Is this going to have added things that I'd use? And the answer for me was no. There were also some rumors floating around out there about the Series 7 having a more squared off design that would have given it a little bit different look, but that turned out not to be true, so I guess most of the hype surrounding this year's model was just a little bit underwhelming. The hardware is remaining relatively the same, the design, and we're seeing some changes to the software. Some of the most significant changes to the Apple Watch are probably largely due to Watch OS 8, which is available with a variety of different models, including the Series 7 and the Series 6, so there really isn't an advantage there one way or another. You can find deals right now for the Series 6, which is exactly what I did. I got this for about $100 Canadian cheaper than the standard price, so that's roughly around $80 US, and I'm sure these will continue until they get rid of their remaining stock, so if you're in the same boat that I was in, it might be worth looking for a deal. This is one thing that I really like to do in anything that I buy. I'm always going to look and see, what does this version have that the previous gen didn't? Or maybe there are multiple models in the same release year. I did the same thing last year when I bought my iPhone 12. I compared it to the Pro and I thought, meh, I think what I need this for, the 12 is perfect. This year, if I was buying a phone, I'd probably pick up the 13 Pro over the regular 13 because I do think that the added features there are worth it, at least for me. And one thing about Apple products is they hold their value really well, so if next year comes along and there is a Series 8 watch that you're a little bit more excited about, you should still be able to sell your Series 6 if you want to and get a decent return and put that towards a Series 8. I'd encourage anyone, if you can dig into stuff like this, you can probably save yourself some money without having to sacrifice anything you'll actually use. Try not to get swept up in the hype and the marketing material. I know sometimes it can be hard.
There's no other device like iPad.
But understanding what you need or want and what you're actually going to use can really help with buyer's remorse. And if it saves you some money, great. So back specifically to this watch, a lot of smaller incremental upgrades, no big leaps forward. If you can find a deal on a Series 6 like I have, I'd say that probably might be a better route to go than picking up a Series 7. I do hope that this helps out anyone out there who's a little bit unsure of picking up a Series 7 or a Series 6 watch. And if you have any other comments or questions that I didn't answer, pop those down below in the comments. Also, I'm not sure if it's worth doing a full review with my opinions and thoughts on the Series 6 since it is a year old, but if you'd like to see that, let me know. I might also do a comparison video with some other fitness trackers and watches if there is enough interest. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to see more tech-related content, please subscribe and hit that little bell icon to get notified anytime that I release new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.